What is up, everybody? It's your boy Doody back again with another video. This time we're taking a look at our boy DSP's daily rap video after a day of Dragon Quest 7 and very low support and views. That's right, our boy Phil couldn't even crack 130 during that playthrough and managed to make like 27 bucks. Good lord. Wasn't a good stream. And then on the night stream, of course, was Indie Night, which, God, it's so boring. It seems like all of his playthrough stuff is just super boring, man. The only content we get out of Phil is usually out of the podcast or the morning show, which is essentially the podcast. But anyway, let's see what Phil had to say on the daily wrap. So let's get into it.
On DSP here, and welcome to the Daily Wrap for what was Thursday, the 12th of March, 2026. It was a fun day. It was a chill day for the first half, and it was a day of variety and silliness and fun, chaos, and just wildness for the second half. Let's talk all about it, because overall it was a really good day. Let's talk about that. We started off today.
Okay, first of all, your streams are never wild. Your streams are never chill. It's just boring, bro. It's just you sitting there. Look at this. Look at his face. God, he looks like he just farted and made himself feel good or whatever. Good God. Anyway, there's nothing chill, fun, positive, wild about your streams. Okay, Phil? You just go in and suck the life out of everything. And then, of course, you rant and rave, which you did yesterday. We got about 3 rants yesterday from DSP during the morning show, I guess it is. Yeah, it was the morning show. My God, he yelled about everything. He yelled about drama content creators. He yelled about LTG. Jay Hayes is back giving him money, and it ended up triggering him for another 15-20 minutes. That's the only good thing out of his content. Other than that, everything else is extremely boring. So if you're wondering why I'm not pumping out as many videos as I used to, it's kind of because of that, to be honest. Let's keep it real. You know, we get most of the salt during the daily wrap and the podcast, right? The gameplay stuff, it's hit or miss. All right, so let's keep going. Let's keep going
With a fun DSP morning show. Now, one of the main focuses of this show, which is only about an hour long, is that people wanted to ask me about my thoughts about what I consider meaningful content, because this is something that I have said in my stuff over the last couple of years, that I feel like I make meaningful content. I feel like a lot of people don't. What's the difference? So I explain. And, you know, some people agree, some people don't. But at least, you know, you get your opinion out there so people kind of understand what you're going for. I think a lot of the times people don't understand that the fact that I want to leave a mark on this planet, you know, a history of content creation that's meaningful, that you can watch at any time and still enjoy, and that doesn't hurt other people, that actually does have a lot of meaning for me. You know what I mean? That I didn't just get success by stepping on the backs of others, by hurting others, by getting over on others, but instead that I earned it for myself through my own hard work. So I talked about that for a big chunk of the show and other things. Lots of Q&A.
All right, I might run a little long here because I got a lot to say on this. Okay, first of all, meaningful is subjective. It's basically an opinion. You know, what you might feel is meaningful, another person might not feel it's meaningful, right? So it's very subjective. And the issue that I have with you, Phil, is you don't give your opinion as an opinion. You give your opinion as fact, and you have a hard time struggling or accepting that other people just don't agree with you. And it's the vast majority of people that don't agree with you, Phil. And again, you continuously have to bring up the concept of what meaningful content means because people don't buy it. People know that you're a hypocrite. And that's the main thing, is that you're a hypocrite. You talk about how drama content is garbage content. It drives people insane. It creates criminals. These are all of DSP's words, right? But then spent a year doing drama content with Kino Casino, of all people. Kino Casino. And for what? For money. For money. How often does he crap on LTG? Wings. For what? For money. So you're a hypocrite. I mean, I can understand, Phil, if you've never done any drama content before. Then, okay, I mean, you can give your opinion, you can give your view, and, you know, people might disagree or whatever, and it would be fine. But the problem is that you're just a hypocrite. The things you say are not what we see. Okay, and this whole nonsense about drama content, I would put in fighting and arguing and yelling at detractors every single day is considered as drama. Whenever your streams don't hit a goal or you're low support, what's the first thing you bring up? You bring up the dastardly trolls and how you can't get sponsorships and how you have to beg because of the trolls. And that's drama content. Because what you're doing there is you're trying to pit two groups together. You're trying to put two groups against each other. Your supporters, the whales that give you money, and detractors. And that's considered drama content, Phil. Unless you're sitting there playing video games, focused on video games, maybe from time to time delve a little bit into cultural issues, then you're a drama content creator, man. I'm sorry to tell you. And no whitewashing the last year and a half is going to change that. I'm sorry, Phil. August 2024 happened, and there's no way you can actually change it. And I love, and the other thing too is he claims when he became successful not doing drama content. Get the fuck out of here, Phil. Your first, 5 years when all you did was just pump out videos? That was nothing but drama. That was you being a racist, a homophobe, insulting people, just being crass, fighting with people, yelling at other content creators because they stole your idea. Bro, you were one of the originators of drama content. But, in Phil's eyes, no, what he did was meaningful, so you have to ignore all the other stuff. No. And all this is just to cope. It's just to cope because he can't deal with the fact that people that do drama content are more successful than him. He can't deal with the fact that his trolls, his detractors, that clip his content, do commentary over his content, have podcasts specifically for his content, make bank off of him, and he can't handle that. I really think I broke his brain back in August of 2024 when I actually showed my analytics. I shouldn't have done that. I think it broke his brain. I mean, he's lucky I didn't do it a monthly series because some of the months after that, man, would have really drove him insane. Like I said, when I did that video, that was actually a pretty slow month. So. But anyway, I digress though. But yeah, Phil, I mean, it's just nonsense. It's not. And again, I love how you sit there and you claim, like, one of the things that annoys me about Phil is that, when he plays a game poorly, like Zelda, right? And people mock him and say, you're doing it wrong. You're doing this wrong. You're fighting this boss wrong. You solved that puzzle incorrectly, right? He screams and shouts and yells and calls these people mouth droolers and stupid and so on, right? And then says, this is a video game. I can play it however I want. There's no right or wrong way to play a game, right? That's what he says, right? But then literally when someone does something that he doesn't agree with on how to play a game, for example, Street Fighter and pattern play and mashing or whatever, right? He has a problem with it because he claims that's the wrong way to play the game. Okay, if the developer, and he said this before when he did his Elden Ring playthrough, right? And he was essentially cheesing some of the bosses. He said, look, if the developers didn't intend you to use it and play that way, they wouldn't have put it in there, right? That's what he literally said. So it's part of the game. Then I'm going to throw the same theory back in your face, Phil. If the developers didn't want people to do mash jabbing, they didn't want people to play a pattern, they wouldn't have put it in the game, right, Phil? So the next time you scream and yell about Street Fighter and your opponents and how they're playing it wrong, just remember this little speech that I'm giving you here, okay? Because again, it points back to you just being a fucking hypocrite. And I think a lot of people despise hypocrites. I rather deal with someone who's just a terrible person and owns it versus someone that's a terrible person but tries to convince me that they're amazing and great and don't like drama like you. Right, Phil? That's the problem. But you can't see that because, that would require you to self-reflect and actually look at yourself in a mirror and say to yourself, okay, am I being a hypocrite? And that's something that DSP just can't do because the brain would just probably melt because he would eventually realize that he's the problem, not everyone else. He's the problem. And that's another thing, Phil. If you have to scream and shout and talk about how everyone else is stupid, like people that like drama content, you claim everyone else is lazy and stupid. If it's everyone that has a problem, more than likely, man, it's you that has the problem. You're the one in the wrong. You know what I mean? There is a reason why, consensus kind of works from time to time, okay? Anyway, all right, let me keep going because I'm already 10 minutes into this video. Let's see what else he has to say.
Lots of fun. All right. Then we jumped into Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. And yeah, pretty much exactly what you would expect. Second stream of the week I played this game. Low attendance, low engagement, low support. Now, I will say this. Thankfully, there actually had been a good amount of very early support on the DSP morning show. And so when people say stuff like, I don't understand why you do a morning show and a podcast, this is the reason. People will show up to hang out with me for like an hour, maybe a little longer, before I even play a game. So if there's a game that, for example, you're not interested in, you'd still come hang out with me in the morning, and then sometimes I'll actually get support based on the conversations and things that we do in the morning. So if I hadn't done a morning show today and I only played Dragon Quest, I probably wouldn't have even made $50 on the stream all day. But because we had a morning show and people came by and hung out and wanted to, stand up for what I believed in when it comes to content creation and wanted to support, the stream ended up being not so bad at all. I mean, did we make insane amounts of money? No, but I think we made over 100. I think we made like $120 or something like that on a Dragon Quest stream. That's outstanding, okay? And again, I just want to make this clear that because I'm doing well on all of my other streams, I can have a slower stream like Dragon Quest, right? Because you guys are supporting everything else that I'm doing so strongly, it's okay that not every stream has insane amounts of overwhelming support. So thank you all so very much for that. That was so nice of you. To those who did support early in the morning, for those who were there for Dragon Quest, you got a good day, right? Today in Dragon Quest, just listen to this advancement, all right?
No one cares about Dragon Quest, okay, Phil? Not even the people that are there to watch it. Well, Phil, if that is the case, right, then why do you need to bring it up? Why do you need to make it a part of your segment? You can just simply say, we played Dragon Quest, this is what we did, thank you, I appreciate everyone who came out to play the game. And then push it, keep it pushing, play, go to your next topic. No, you need to highlight the fact that it made no money. The only money that you made was from Jahaze at the very beginning of the podcast, right? And it wasn't me that brought it up. You brought it up in your own fucking content. While you were playing the game, you stopped the game 3 times, right? And you mentioned the fact that you got no support. You got literally no support from Kick. You got no support for the gameplay. You even said we only received 1 super sticker or 1 super thanks or whatever it was, super chat and 1 tip. You literally said that on the fucking stream while you were playing the game. And begged several times, of course. So don't lie. Don't make shit up, Phil. And people say, why do you clip that garbage from, This is the reason why. Because I like to highlight his garbage. Because if you don't know, most of those segments, DSP and OBS, you have a pause feature where you can actually pause the video. While, yes, it's on the live stream, he still privates the live stream and only posts the videos. Those videos are edited. Those videos don't contain those segments where he's sitting there screaming and yelling and begging and talking about how he didn't get any money during the playthrough and how this is unacceptable and so on. That's the reason why I like to clip it and post it. And I love, and big ups to Raw Phil, because I like when he posts the date and the time and everything. Literally, you can see exactly when this occurred. So DSP can't claim, oh, I took an old clip out of context and wove it into my clips. No. You can't fake that, brother. You can't fake the date and the time, all right? And the clothing, that's the other thing. When you're wearing your green, Ralph Polo sweater, everyone knows exactly that was you on that given day, okay? So, that's the main reason why I like to clip and post it, because it gives a reference. So whenever you're looking up DSP, the first thing that'll pop up is, of course, DSP's crappy Dragon Quest 7 playthrough. And in that video, with clips highlights, you see specifically the multiple times that he stopped to beg for money and complained that he only received 2 donations during the playthrough. So if you're wondering why I post those type of videos, that's why. Well, that and ad revenue, of course, but that's the reason why. So then whenever DSP yells and screams that he doesn't beg, we have those clips. Whenever, he demands Asmongold watch his content, Asmongold will watch either Twitter or watch the clip channels, like myself, and see all of the begging that occurs. So there you go. And I know Phil spent time explaining what meaningful means to him. Well, I'm taking time in this daily rap recap to explain why I post these videos. And it's essentially to have a written record, or not a written record, have a visual record of DSP being a scumbag, e-begging, and yeah, and contradicting his narrative, which is always false. Alrighty, I'm gonna end it here, folks, because he talks about the night stream. No one gives a shit. Again, just more boring shit, really. More boring content. More boring content, I mean. Nothing exciting going on. So I'm gonna try to keep my promise and keep this at 15 minutes. I'm a little over, but that's okay. Hope to see you guys in the next video. By the way, I was gonna stream a little bit more this week, but I couldn't. Just been busy. Next week, you're gonna get about 3 or 4 days of streaming, so it's gonna be exciting. And we're gonna be celebrating a couple anniversaries. Alrighty, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Peace out.